Hey, I'm Martin Muehlstaetter. I'm a professional reining horse trainer from Scottsdale, Arizona. We are here at the NRBC in Katy, Texas today, and I want to talk briefly about how to start and introduce a turnaround in a young horse, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, all the way up to an aged event horse. Probably the first step I take with any kind of horse, if it's a 2-year-old or a new horse that got to my program, I probably just try to walk it in a small tight circle and just see that the horse stays hooked by itself, that I don't need to manhandle him too much and need to pressure him too much. And all I really try to do, if I pull on the left rein, I want that my horse goes to the left. If it goes one step, I release. If it goes one step, I release. If it goes one step, I release. It's very important that you know when to release. The horse is going to learn way quicker when he knows when to get off the pressure and he knows it's in a good place instead of the punishment. If you start applying too much pressure too soon, he's just going to get worried, tense, and in my opinion it's not going to work out really well. After X amount of time on a 2-year-old or a new horse in a training program, I feel pretty comfortable that it knows it needs to follow that direct rein and stays pretty soft and pretty consistent about it, where I can do it, where I can pull and give it back. The next step would be that I introduce both reins or the neck rein and just see if my horse gets off both reins, off the pressure, doesn't have any kind of resistance. Same thing, this time I move both reins. If the horse gets off the pressure, I give it back. If let's say he quits, same thing again, I move him off both reins, try to move his shoulders. Once he figures out what he needs to do, I give it back. I want that the horse stays in the turnaround, relaxed, consistent, and turns for me. I don't want to turn for the horse and work way harder than he does. Everything I do in my training on the turnaround, I want to try to keep it as close as I can to the show pen, so when I go and show, all I need to focus about is counting my spins, instead of pushing a million buttons and trying to keep everything together. Once the horse is pretty comfortable doing this from a walk, I will introduce it from a standstill. I will just stand there, pick up on both reins, tell him the way I want to go, and release. He quit, do the same thing again. To keep it really simple, I always tell my students, my assistant trainers, your hand is the steering wheel, and your leg is the gas pedal. Show him where to go, and then once he knows what he's supposed to do, you can apply a little bit more pressure. Those I would think are probably the most basic steps to introduce a turnaround, to tell a horse what he's supposed to do. Once I make the transition from 2 hands into 1 hand, I always go back to the basics. I just ask my horse to turn and I release. Once I feel like he's turning, I want that he steps around on his own, is comfortable, he's relaxed, gets a good cadence. Whoa. Once I feel like all those pieces are in place, I will start to add on a little bit more speed, a little bit more body control, and so on.
Many horses need support in 4 key areas: joint, hoof, coat, and digestion. Our Smart Combo formulas allow you to cover all of these bases in one comprehensive supplement. With every Smart Combo formula, you can get the comprehensive support your horse deserves and save. Visit smartpack.com/smartcombo to get started.